Like, you arrive in the country and you're like, I can let my bag here and I can go to take my coffee and come back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
And for me, I lost my number one way to make new friends. Like in the cafe, if I'm sitting next to someone interesting, I'll always be like, oh, could you look after my stuff while I run to the bathroom? Boom, new friend. Yeah. Hi, I'm Saya. I'm from the UK. I had my year abroad here from Cambridge University, where I do Chinese studies.
I'm Pierrick, in Taiwan since October, postdoc researcher at the National Taiwan University, doing research in paleoclimates.
And how did you guys meet?
I think it's very easy to feel lonely when you're living abroad, so it's very lovely to kind of meet someone, and we met so quickly. 我认为他想跟我约会，第一原因就是因为我会说中文。You're dating me just because I can speak Chinese.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're just my guide.
我们第三个约会就是在医院，因为他为了他的简章，他需要去看医生，医生想说啊都还好，所以他说哎Saya，请跟我在一起去医院，所以我帮他翻译这样。
How did you guys end up coming to Taiwan out of all the places that you could study?
Because I did my PhD about past climate and ocean changes around Taiwan since 20,000 years, and I was working with researchers in Taiwan. I asked them, okay, do you have a postdoc position? They had one about extreme events in Taiwan because Taiwan has the most highest rate of typhoons in the world.
What do people think about NTU back in France? Is it seen as prestigious?
Yes, in my field at geoscience, in 2018 there was a cruise, Franco-Taiwanese, the sediment that you take from the deep ocean, half go to Taiwan, half go to France, and I did my PhD on the data produced by the cruise.
And this is a really big deal in their field. We're talking in the order of millions.
Is there any kind of application that would impact people's everyday lives in terms of this research?
We are facing global warming. We should reach like 2 or 3 degrees more or less before the end of the century. Starting 18,000 years ago, you have a rise of temperature of 3 degrees. You have a good correlation between rise of the temperature and typhoons affecting Taiwan. I'm trying to give testimony of what happened in the past to help them to understand what will happen in the future.
How bad is it going to be at the end of this century?
Prophesize for us.
Tell us what's happening,
Yes.
what's going to happen.
What brought you out here?
My university has a very good plan to make sure that we all speak a language by the time we graduate. And so for this, they send us abroad. So my university, they really encourage us to come to Taiwan. Taipei is massive, it's loud, it's busy. But in the end, I'm super happy I came here. In an even bigger city like Guangzhou or Beijing, I would not survive.
你会念文言文吗？
差不多，特别是比如说《西游记》哪里的语言是比较白话的。I think they're just so important. They have impacted thousands, if not millions, of people before me. So I think it's great that like I've read Dream of the Red Chamber, Confucius. Our teachers tried to make classical more entertaining. So we did some ghost stories and very old Chinese medicine stories. Like it's crazy to see like mothers-in-law and wives having quarrels and disputes 3,000 years ago and seeing, wow, nothing has changed.
What do you think about Taiwan trying to phase that out of their curriculum?
If a piece of literature has had such a big impact on your society, for example, the writings of Confucius on modern Taiwanese society, you have to study that just to understand the origins of your own society.
How has your time in Taiwan like impacted your studies and your enthusiasm to keep studying?
It's impacted everything. So living in Taiwan has taught me that I know nothing. I always kind of assumed that in places like Taiwan, the family is number one and children are number one. But then I came here and there are loads of women around my age who say now they don't want children, ever. And they don't believe in marriage. And it's so crazy because in my studies, including classical Chinese, this was never an option.
What is it like though being in a culture that's only one ethnicity?
Yeah, it's been very difficult for me because I'm so used to a multicultural environment. I'm so used to looking at a street and seeing loads of different skin colors, styles of clothes, diversity of opinions as well. I think we really love arguing and putting forward our point of view. But I think the people here are just very lovely and they're like, oh, that's so lovely that you like this. And they'll just keep the conversation going. Yeah.
There's an element of like conflict in the West.
Debating is our hobby. Like even between the two of us, we love debating. We're always debating. Politics and religion, all of these topics, I think that a lot of Taiwanese people would be very careful about approaching. I had a lovely Taiwanese friend invite me to spend Chinese New Year's with her family.
Oh, nice.
So that was very lovely. Funnily enough, I spent the whole day talking to her dad because he was more ready to kind of debate with me. Like the dad was like, like, wow, so do you think the people at Oxford and Cambridge University are actually very smart? And I said, no, honestly, no. And he was like, wow, really? I knew so, I knew so.
那你跟你的台湾的朋友说英文还是中文？
有时候说英文，有时候说中文，因为我明白他们也想练习他们的英文，所以我很想帮他们，让他们有更多自信。
Even if you don't speak Chinese, I think they're really doing a very good job to make it easy to come and like to adapt in Taiwan. I had my parents that come to Taiwan. They went to Taroko by themselves without speaking at all Chinese with zero problem. Like people are so kind.
You think if a Taiwanese person went to France and didn't speak French?
Oh, good luck.
First, it's not safe at all.
And the Taiwanese know this. Like even when I meet up with some of my Taiwanese friends, they'll ask me like, oh, is London really as dangerous as they say? Do you really have to like put your purse deep into your bag and zip it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
I think, yeah, if we talk about cultural shocks, this is this one. Like, you arrive in the country and you're like, I can let my bag here and I can go to take my coffee and come back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
And for me, I lost my number one way to make new friends. Like in the cafe, if I'm sitting next to someone interesting, I'll always be like, oh, could you look after my stuff while I run to the bathroom? Boom, new friend.
Yeah,
and then you come back and you say, oh, thank you so much. What you're doing looks so interesting. And then you can chat. And here you don't do that, and it's crazy. I went to brunch recently and I was with a lovely Taiwanese girl, early 20s, and we were chatting and I realized that her face was kind of always like this. Or like agreeing, or like looking interested. But in Europe, I'm so used to my partner like engaging with their hands and their eyebrows, and their eyes are going big and like this. But here it just seems a lot more kind of toned down. And
I always thought people in the UK were a little bit more like maybe sarcastic, kind of like
yeah, but
cheeky.
see, even sarcastic and cheeky, those are quite energetic feelings.
Yeah?
Oh, really? You're hot today. I didn't notice. And the other thing that I thought this was more Japanese, but I feel like a lot of Taiwanese women, they speak with a slightly higher register. Oh, wow, 太厉害,太好的. Sometimes it kind of throws me off. It gives me 可爱 vibes. This is actually something Pierik thought I was being very judgy, but it was very funny to me how key rings are such a big thing here. Like I think in London, in the UK, if you have like a lady in her 30s, 40s, 50s, it would be seen as, excuse me, you're an adult, why do you have a puppy? But here it's normal and here it's great.
Have like a lot of advertisements. They are using like cute animals.
That's fine, but some of them make me angry.
Yeah.
Like the post office, they did some kind of collaboration with some video game. And so there are these girls with these massive boobs
that's another
in these tiny little bras, in these short skirts, advertising the post office.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's like...
Another thing that surprised me in Taiwan is that people are doing a lot of activities outside, having picnic in the park.
Yeah, everyone has hobbies. I love how active the older people here are with their Tai Chi clubs and their chess clubs. And then whenever you go on a hike, there will always be a tour group. But at least in the UK, the older people, they just have their dog and they walk their dog and that's it. We even have a problem with elderly loneliness.
And another thing that is a bit different also is that I don't feel the culture of swimming.
Yeah.
Or going to the beach or like surfing.
Before I came here, I always judged people in the UK with their anti-sun umbrellas. Then I came here, and now I completely understand. When it's sunny, give me my umbrella, sunglasses, sleeves, of course.
Yeah.
I have integrated in this,
Yes.
in this sense, yeah.
那你觉得外国人在台湾需要学习中文在这边生活吗？
对，真的需要。如果你住在这里，你怎么能像每一个台湾人会说英文？这个不是你的国家，所以你需要事事统一这里的社会、这里的人文化。对。
你想家的时候会去哪里？
这个是非常有意思的问题，因为我以前认为我是英国人，但是我来到这里的时候，我明白我的身份是比较欧洲人的，因为在这里大部分的人看我看起来是欧洲人，所以我在这里很像英国的时候，我会去到法国的面包店。
And the IKEA, it's a bit like...
IKEA, yes. We go maybe once a month because it's very normal, we're used to it.
Did you guys have any experience dating locals before you guys met?
No.
It's really weird. Most of my Taiwanese friends are girls, and I can't seem to meet any Taiwanese guys, even just to be friends.
No, I have the same problem. I've been here for 12 years. I have like one Taiwanese guy
Really?
friend.
Wow.
Yeah, and he lives in Shanghai now.
I would sometimes go out with my international guy friends here. They would always be approached by some Taiwanese girls. Thought like, it's a little bit strange to have like attraction only to white guys. But then I spoke to some Taiwanese girls and they explained to me like foreign guys, they know what they want and they're usually a lot more forward. Taiwanese guys are often very shy and sometimes they're very traditional. There's a lot less pressure to spend New Year's with your husband's family. So then I started seeing things from a bit of a different point of view.
Where it's not just like a fetishization.
No, yeah, no.
What do you think that Taiwan could do to like attract people such as yourselves to stay and settle down here?
I love how I came here and I suddenly meet students from Leiden University, Oxford University, University of Lyon in France. So now you just need those students after they've studied a bit of Chinese for them to stay here. And we want to, we just can't find something that isn't a job. So an internship would be great.
The other point will be maybe to make more publicity about this possibility for research, at least for postdoc, to apply for 1 year contract, which is a bit annoying. If they were able to like give contract of 3 years in one time, like it's done everywhere in the world, people will do more easily this effort.
Yeah.
That's far away from your country.